Yeah?
Yeah, look for it. See if you can.
I like sitting on this pillar. Nice. Deuces. No.
All right, so first you brought up how you're not picking up any notes on the stogies no more.
Yeah.
So, and then you also brought up cigarettes. But I think here's how I think it could relate. There's a couple things it could be. Well, the first question would be to ask is, are you not tasting flavor in food anymore? You still tasting food pretty well?
Yeah, I taste food.
And then,
And I taste wine and champagne very well too.
and another thing is,
Like an aficionado.
another thing is like, because yeah, like retrohaling and stuff is super important. Like for example, I guess if you were to plug your nose, like you basically wouldn't be able to tell the difference between an apple and an onion, more or less. I don't know how true that is. I've never done it, but kind of, sort of, which is kind of hard to believe. But
Sure.
I've never done it, so I don't know.
Right,
It's something
right,
I just heard.
Right. Well, I like onions. Like I'll bite an onion for real.
Well, that's the point, because yeah, they both have the same texture, so like you wouldn't really be able to tell if your eyes are closed, and like you just bit them, like you would be able to tell.
Yeah, really, it should be watering anyway.
I mean, apparently.
You ever just rinse off an onion and your eyes aren't fine?
I guess apparently I think that has something to do with the nose or something, but I'm sure you also heard how. Oh, I remember. I guess you also heard how apparently the tongue can only has like pick up like 4 things or something like that. I don't know if you ever heard that before.
There's only 4?
Something like that.
That's interesting.
I don't know how true that is either.
Right?
But
She should make the call. She should be good.
Bye. But so apparently you can burn out your palate. So I think for you,
Over sensory can also burn it out?
well, for you, I think, because what that means is I don't even know how much I believe that to a sense. It depends. Like there's different degrees, different levels of cigar smoking. But for you, I think you're smoking a lot of Connecticut's.
Yeah.
So I think, and you've been smoking a lot of pretty bold cigars lately.
Yeah.
So I think that
Trying to get the difference between the two. Because Connecticut's, I think, bland. No?
Yeah,
I mean,
so, yeah.
nutty, sometimes bland, mostly. You don't get a whole lot of flavor tones, right? This is an Oliva O. And yeah, I mean, even as I retrohale, I don't feel like I get a lot out of it.
So I think going from Connecticut's to smoking a lot of bold cigars in volume.
Yeah.
I think like kind of what you said, it shocked your system,
Yeah.
shocked your palate.
Yeah.
And so I guess apparently it is true. You can like burn out your palate and like not be able to taste cigars anymore. But I think that I don't know how true that is though. Like let's say someone smokes loads of cigars all the time.
Yeah, because I wouldn't like to believe that because
I don't personally.
right, because there's been a time I go to extremes like flavor infused, a lot of the acids, like the Cuba Cuba, that's a flavor infusion. I can always guarantee I'm gonna get a flavor tone out of it, right? And then I go to something like this. There was one I smoked, the Oliva V. I tasted all of that. That was delicious. Yeah, I enjoyed that cigar through and through, very much so. That's why I had high expectations for the Oliva O. I'm not sure if there's a flavor tone I'm supposed to be searching for inside the Oliva O. I just get a lot of tobacco flavor, like, just another cigar kind of, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean, that could be for 2 reasons, but I don't know. It could be. I think it's just because you start smoking a lot of bold cigars very fast, and so I think that's the more reason why. I guess apparently when that happens, you're supposed to like take a break for a couple days.
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah.
Because I smoke a lot of the Cuban rounds.
Yeah. And
that's just when you smoke a Cuban round, you just get that cigar flavor, like it's just tobacco, Yeah. No flavor, you're not really looking for tones hidden. There's not a bunch of different leaves in there that's going to give you different flavors at different standpoints. Like you had said that you had one recently that was like a coffee flavor, but you got went through 3 progressions. And it's unbelievable that's a thing.
All in one blowout.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And, I'm searching for that. I'm sizing this Oliva O sided with a cup of coffee. And I agree. I mean, I'm Italian. I like my coffee 50-50. Well, maybe probably more like 70-30, like creamer coffee ratio. More creamer than coffee.
It really does take a long time to develop a palate, like to be able to get flavor notes. It really takes a long time. It takes a lot of cigars. But one thing you'll notice, dude, when you're smoking more, is every once in a while, like let's say you take 60 puff off a cigar.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you get one puff that tastes completely different from everything.
That one, I just took one.
Yeah,
That was like crazy.
Yo, it's so crazy. There was this one guy on YouTube.
That's why I was looking up. I was like,
There was one guy on YouTube, he was like, yeah, I'll smoke a cigar, and then all of a sudden, for one puff, he had it taste like mashed potatoes and butter.
what?
Yeah.
Imagine that. I love mashed potatoes, guys.
Yeah.
I'm a big mashed potato fan. I love starches and carbs. And just that, oh man, I would buy a whole stogie that tastes just like cigar. Just like mashed potatoes. That's crazy.
It's crazy, yeah. You'll notice that sometimes. You'll get one puff, it'll taste like nothing you've smoked throughout the whole cigar, and it'll be gone.
Right, all of a sudden you get like a chocolately
Yep.
flavor or like a coffee tone.
Yeah.
And then it's like, let me see if I get it again. And you go and drag it, and it's like,
Gone. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
not at all.
It's super weird.
maybe that's based off the way you retrohale, though.
No, I don't know why. You could be right. I don't know why. I have no idea.
What about also, I do know the temperature of your cherry burning in the center of your cigar can also change the flavor of the cigar, right? So that's always interesting to me as well. I try not to, they always say, try to take a puff every 45 seconds into a cigar, like don't drag, and then exhale and then go back immediately for another drag. Let it kind of cool itself down and let your palate kind of readjust, and then go on for another inhale for a different flavor tone.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's very interesting, though.
It is
It's interesting the way. Do you think there's a psychological trick here? Like, I tell you this cigar tastes like oranges, and then you're looking for an orange tone, but it's just strictly toffee.
Yep, I think
like Java.
there's a whole bunch of factors. I think even the color of the band will play a psychological role.
Okay,
If
it's
you're
not
smoking like,
gold. I wonder what that would be.
if you're smoking, I think if say the brand's orange, like you're gonna think you're taking orange. Well, not think, but you'll be more likely to think, oh man, this tastes like orange. Like just little psychological things. And if you're in a crowd or you have something on your mind, that'll affect it as well. But one way to kind of explain it is kind of like when you have a song that you really like, and then you look up the lyrics to that song, and then
Reading them out, then you get a different.
then you're like, oh man, this song's even better.
Okay.
Like that's how flavor notes are. Like you'll smoke cigars, and it's like as if you were to go look at the lyrics. It changes how you view the song completely.
So
like,
as if you were to pick up a cigar aficionado book and read about the Oliva O, and their flavor tones might influence yours.
yeah, I mean that's true. I almost didn't even mean it like that. I just meant like just how it changes that quick.
Okay.
Like you go from knowing a song, liking a song, to looking up the lyrics to a song, to now you have a completely different view of the song.
Yeah, the words on their own stand for something, but the emotion you get out of hearing it with the instruments and sung at certain pitches and degrees and tempos give you a different approach to it all.
Yeah, that's super deep.
Yeah. Well, I love music.
Yeah, that's super deep.
I wanted to be a music aficionado.
Okay.
When I was over here, to study music, and why is it if this one song was sung by a different person? Let's take a Slipknot song, for instance, and put Michael Jackson as the singer instead of Corey Taylor.
That's interesting.
Right? Well, it would now completely change everything. Right? So, recently I was, because I love music so much and stuff, I was, of course, checking up on the P. Diddy case, and I was just doing another podcast talk about it. But 50 Cent wrote a lot of P. Diddy songs.
Oh, okay.
Right? So that I kind of like set him up and foreshadowing into what's currently going on with him.
Yeah.
I just think it's hilarious. Because it's like, well, he wouldn't have written this by himself, obviously. And how it set him up because of who did write it, where the influence came from, and other things. Interesting.